is my Inktober day 8, and it's coming out a day later than it should have. And the reason is that I just bit off way more than I could chew yesterday. I was really excited about this piece. So I went into it thinking, okay, I want to film every single part of it. I want it to be like a full page size. I want to do everything. Like I just wanted to do it all, and I already wasn't feeling good. So I was painting slower and going through the whole process a little bit slower. And I started it a bit later than I should have for all that I wanted to do. And I got to the end of the day and I was like, I was so tired, and I was like, I can't edit, and I was trying so hard. But in the end, I was thinking I'd rather be ready to do another Inktober tomorrow and post my video a day late than burn out and not be able to finish Inktober. So I decided to take a break last night, and I think that was a good decision, because I think had I not, that it would have been way harder today. Okay, so this is my makeshift light box, and it's just a big huge frame, or a piece of glass from a frame that I have for some reason, and I just tape my sketch from my iPad or my computer or whatever I've used digitally to it, and I put a lamp behind it. So it's definitely homemade. I was watching this and I was like, wow, it looks like that glass is gonna break, but it doesn't feel that way when I'm using it, so I feel like it's okay. But that's a process that I go through when I really when I've really finished the sketch in the digital version, and it's clean and neat there. It's not just like a really rough draft. So I want to keep that line work that I've spent time working on. So I print it out and then I trace it onto the nice paper that I'm going to be painting on. And that's actually a really good way to keep your illustrations clean. I've also done drafts on just if I'm doing a draft traditionally, I'll still sometimes do it on a different sheet of paper and transfer it over onto the nicer paper. That way you don't have to erase bad lines, you don't have the muddiness of a sketch underneath. But sometimes I like the way having a sketch underneath your piece looks. It gives it kind of a rough sketchiness, so sometimes I don't do that, which I haven't on all of my Inktobers this year. So, I don't think I've mentioned the prompt yet. The prompt was Frail, and I was talking to my husband Josh about this prompt, and we were kind of going back and forth with different ideas, and he threw out the idea of doing something with a heart, and it made me think of a poem by Sylvia Plath that in it says, "Oh, how frail the human heart must be." And so that made me go, oh, that's a perfect idea for this prompt. And from there, I just slowly built on that idea, and this is what I came up with. And the flowers coming out of the rib cage and the heart is partially inspired / it was on my mind from the second Inktober that I did with the skeleton and the flowers growing around and through it. And so I thought I would just go with it because I really liked the idea of incorporating that into this illustration as well. Oh, so also, side note, if you haven't used watercolors or ink before, or even if you have and you just haven't used this before, this might be kind of confusing. If you saw me painting the clear stuff over the flowers and the heart and the rib cage, that's masking fluid. And if you've used it before, just ignore me. But if you haven't, what it does is you paint it on and it creates a barrier between the paper and your paint, so you can paint over it and around it and not be worried that it's going to affect what you have it painted over. So I really wanted to make sure I didn't accidentally get a black ink or a gray wash onto the white rib cage or the flowers and the leaves, but they're also very small shapes that I was worried about painting around. The one thing that I wish I would have done is gotten a smaller brush to paint on the masking fluid and done it a little bit more like gone in a little bit more detailed and paid more attention to where I was getting the masking fluid, because I just kind of put it on in general, thinking it didn't matter, but just there I was rubbing the masking fluid off, and there was a lot of white space left where I didn't want there to be white. So I felt a need to go in and outline all the leaves and the flowers with this black line work. And it's one of the things that I really wish I hadn't done on this, because with the rest, I had been trying to keep it really soft with gray line work and not going in anywhere with anything too dark except for inside the rib cage. And I don't hate the black line work around the flowers, but I don't think it was the best choice. I later make an even worse choice trying to fix it. I was just so tired at that point. I think I couldn't think through what I was doing, which is bad. So I tried to fix the way the black line work looks. I'm like, oh, I don't like it. It's too harsh. I'll go in and soften it. And so later you'll see me do a white highlight all around the flowers and on the leaves, and I hate that. I just got way too carried away, and this isn't really a realistic piece, but I feel like the white highlight all around the flowers almost makes them feel kind of cartoony. I don't even know how to explain it, but I really don't like how the white looks on the flowers and leaves and everything. So those were a couple decisions that I wish I hadn't made, but I don't think I was fully thinking through all the decisions that I was making towards the end, because I was definitely in the frame of mind of, I just need to get this finished. So here I start adding that white highlight. But I do have to say I'm happy with how I used the white highlight on the rest of the piece. I have a habit of getting too carried away with something, and a lot of times this Inktober it's been gold. This, at least on the flowers and stuff, it was the white highlight, but I don't feel like it got carried away on the face, so I'm happy with that. Thanks for watching my Inktober video. I really liked doing this one, so I hope you liked it too. And if you want to see more, I'm going to be posting videos every single day this month, and I already have 7 others posted if you haven't seen them. And you can also see pictures on my Instagram, which is @Mackenzie_Benson. Thanks for watching. Bye!